BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra in the FA Cup at Bramall Lane. The greasy chick-pussy song. Big rendition of that from the Sheffield United fans at the start of kick-off. And the Blades will kick towards the Forest end in the first half, of which there are 5,000 here supporting their club. Championship against League One. And it's with Brayford over on the right. Great noise, as you would expect. A lot at stake today. These two, realistically, could make Wembley. And it is not out of the question for a club like Sheffield United or Forest to get all the way to the final. We have seen examples of it in the past.
It certainly is, and we're here on merit. We've won these games. We've been to Villa and Fulham and fully deserved the victory. So we're here because we've overachieved in many respects for an old Division 3 side. I'm going to keep saying that until we get up to the top. I say that on a regular basis, but it disappoints me that we're in that division, but we're here and we're competing against a very, very good side. Forest, you have to respect, have put a very, very good run together, and they're going to give themselves a chance to get in the cup and involved in the getting into the Premiership.
Everton 3, Swansea 1 now. Leighton Baines made it 3-1 in that game. The ball is stabbed clear by Forest. It's over halfway where Neil Collins for Sheffield United will loop the header forward towards the head of Connor Cody. Now Doyle levering it down the right. Collins will play it to his left to Danny Fox, who puts the ball out for a Sheffield United throw. 10 yards inside the Forest half. Forest unbeaten in 16 games. They're on quite a run. Reading were the last team to beat them back at the end of November. Sheffield United, though, been strong at home. They've not lost since their defeat to Gillingham in mid-November. One defeat in their last 5 games, but only one win during that run. That was against Shrewsbury last time out. This is Jamie Murphy, who scored at Villa Park in the 3rd round. That's a halfway play down the left, and it's an early touch of the ball for Doris de Vries, who's replaced Carl Darlow between the posts. This is Jamal Lascelles towards halfway, and he floats that salmon-coloured ball down the middle of the Blades half. It's cleared away by Collins, picked up by Gonzalo Yara, who will play in front of that back four. Yara again, long sleeve shirts and gloves, lifted high towards Simon Cox. Collins was right behind him. The ball trickles through to Mark Howard, the Sheffield United goalkeeper, dressed all in purple, restored to the side recently. He's kept 2 clean sheets since coming in. George Long, who's played all of the games prior to that, is on the bench, the England under-21 goalkeeper. Ball is on the left with Danny Fox, wearing 13 for Forest. Halfway line now, Patterson, one to watch. Lifted forward, cleared by Harry Maguire. Collected on halfway by Andy Reid, who has continued to roll back the ears with his performances for Forest this season. He is the one that can unlock the door with that wonderful left boot. Here he is again, into the back four and Collins. Fox gripping that left-hand touchline if he wants to use it, but instead Reid takes over in the centre circle as Forest head towards the Bramall Lane Cup in the first half. It's on the right-hand side. Miyaski, the pole. Back to Holford, former Blade of course. Tossed forward now by Yara in towards Cox, who's angling there with Bob Harris. Sheffield United get the free kick. We've played 3 minutes here on BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra. Played for the last 8 of the FA Cup. Sheffield United against Nottingham Forest.
There's 1 or 2 individual battles that I'm really looking forward to. I think the one player that has impressed everybody, because we've had a few games on the TV, is Harry Maguire. He's done himself the power of good in competition. He's proved he can play against a lot of the best players. And of course he's up against Henderson today, who we know well. He's here for a while, and that's going to be yet another test for him. So let's hope he comes through, doing himself a power of good. He's becoming more and more confident for a young man, and he's a player for the future.
Sheffield United given a free kick here. Baxter had his field clip. It is just inside the Forest half to the left of the centre circle. Floated in deep by Baxter. In the end, over everybody, behind for a goal kick. And we talk about connections on the field between these two. Of course, there are connections in the dugout. Gareth Ward, the Sheffield United goalkeeping coach, plays for Forest. And David Kelly, former Sheffield United player, is Billy Davis as assistant, who's just emerged now in his technical area, the small Scot in a dark suit. He does kick every ball. Played long here by Forrest, cleared by Maguire at the back, collected in midfield by Andy Reid. Now Henderson scrapping for the ball, and he was on his backside but managed to find Patterson. Edge of the penalty area, tossed it. There was no flag on Cox there. That's where you can hear the moans and the groans towards the linesman on this near side, and Mark Howard sticks his arms out saying, where was the flag going up? It didn't, and it's got behind for a goal kick.
I think they were more hopeful than anything, and Andrew was in a perfect position. I think he just got it right. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But that's a little reminder that Forrest can get round the back and play balls away. We've cleared our lines badly. We've given it away twice. And there is a time where if there's a little bit of danger there, a slight little bit of doubt, then knock it into the stands and then we start again. We encourage people to play from out the back, but there's a time to just launch it.
Nigel Clough's last game in charge for Derby was against Nottingham Forest back in September. He lost the game and then got the sack. Another reason to remember his old club.
Yeah, he's got good connections. There's a lot of positive connections as well. He's such a good player. And I don't see there's a problem on that bench today. I think he's a fiery person, is the Forest manager, but I think Nigel's nice and calm and will have that under control.
0-0, brought down by Jamal Lascelles on the halfway line. Here is Gonzalo Yara. Now Halford. Halford taking no chances under a bit of pressure there from Jamie Murphy. Goes back to his goalkeeper. Doris de Vries will find Danny Collins. No Jack Hobbs in the squad at all today for Forest. He's been a linchpin for them at the back. I just wonder whether he's got an injury or he is being saved, because Forest have a couple of big games coming up against Leicester and Burnley, and of course they are pushing hard to try and get out of this division. Henderson tries a cross-field ball. It comes out of his near side. The Sheffield United left. And the Blades have a throw. It is 20 yards shy of the halfway line. The pitch is okay. It has been covered this week. Sheffield Wednesday just across the way there. Didn't manage to get their tie on with Charlton yesterday, but the covers have been on at Bramall Lane. It's been foggy in parts. There's Collins here. Wanted to go back to his goalkeeper, but Darius Henderson cut off that particular route. So Collins, the Blade centre-half, will play it long down the left. Baxter was beaten to the ball, and then Harris nods it down the line, and it curls out for a Forest throw on the right. Goalless, and we've played 7 minutes at Bramall Lane.
Not so much has happened, to be fair. I see us playing, in effect, 5 in midfield, and Baxter up front is on. And I touched on the fact that we haven't scored enough goals, and I know he's got to play with what's available, and we haven't got too many strikers. I'd like to still see Miller get into this side. Personally, I'd like to see 2 people up front and to get a kind of partnership, but it's worked for us in the cup, so we can't complain. But I just feel as if we're a little bit too close up front in many respects. The ball is already in this early stages of the game has gone up, and Forest have dealt with it far too easily. We're not putting enough pressure on them on that back four.
Don't forget, Forest have beat the Premier League team on their way to this particular stage. They hammered West Ham 5-0. Jamie Patterson got a hat-trick that day. That was a real low point for Sam Allardyce. Of course, they beat Preston in that replay. A game that Billy Davis said Preston deserved to win. Here is Jamal Lascelles at the back for Forest. He passes it square to his defensive partner Danny Collins, who strides into Sheffield United territory down the left. Pushed to the edge of the box. It's intercepted by Neil Collins, who's been snapped at by Simon Cox. Back to take over. Now Cody. This is a decent passage of play from Sheffield United. Cody carries the ball deep into the Forest half and turns it to the left of Jamie Murphy. Murphy up against Halford. Looks to cross. It was blocked. Back with Harris. Harris will swing one in back post. Keeper contemplates it 6 yards out and immediately throws it away to the left. And now there's a counter on. It's Patterson crossing halfway. Turns it infield now for Andy Reid. Bang central in the Sheffield United half. Man over on the right. It's Mayaski into the box. The block goes in from Cody. And the ball is bounced on at the bar line by the goalkeeper. End to end.
Yeah, it's nice when Sheffield United get forwards like that, because it does open the game up, of course. And I have to say it again, I was slightly disappointed that Murphy comes inside, and he's been doing so well of late. Get on the outside of play, you can win penalties. Once you've got your 1 against 1, you have to look him in the eye and say, well, I can take it on. That was his first opportunity, and he's cut inside. He gets it gets blocked, and that always disappoints me, because as a player you should be able to feel whether that cross is going to get blocked, and you get half a yard and you can whip it in, and for me he needs an extra trick, and as soon as I praise him he cuts back inside, but if he gets on the outside of players it will cause problems today.
Andy Reid with a Forest free kick as Henderson was fouled. It's lifted high into the penalty area, straight down the throat of the Blades goalkeeper Mark Howard. We have sunshine in the Steel City. Not used to seeing that recently.
There's always something great happens when Forest come to town. It's been our best ever game, our coverage together, it's been fantastic. We've had some great tussles with them, and the sunshine comes out. Let's hope it keeps bright for us.
Yes, that 4-3 playoff semi-final still lives long in the memory. That was some night, was that. Bob Harris here slices the ball straight up into the air deep in his own half, and Cox will challenge for it. He'll accept the throw. Comes back to Holford. Scougal will close him down. Back to Lascelles. Now Reid. Almost on the centre spot, Andy Reid. It's goalless. It's BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra in the FA Cup. The place in the quarter-finals at stake here. Here's Scougal. Scougal into Baxter. Baxter finds Cody. Cody, rim of the centre circle. Brayford has gone tearing forward down that right-hand side. He does like to do that. Being doubled up on over there, though. Still Brayford. Brayford spots the gap and dashes through it. In the end, it took a challenge from Danny Fox to stop him. Doyle into Baxter, 30 yards out, looks to pass one to the right. It's a good ball. Brayford looks up, nobody in the box. He'll go himself on his left-favoured left boot, straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you shouldn't have a weaker boot in my time. But once again, you said it, Paul. He looks up, and because Baxter's giving him the ball, he looks up. There's nothing in the box. So in effect, he's actually forced to go alone. But we need to get a few more bodies up there.
Here's Murphy for the Blades on the left. Back for Harris, just inside the Forest half. Doyle, the captain, he's given that one away to Andy Reid, but as he did so, was caught by Simon Cox. So the Blades get away with that. Yeah, the referee's brought it back for a free kick.
Yeah, I think Doyle will acknowledge that he got away with that one. Give the ball away. I think he's maybe brought him back in because he'll know how Reid plays. Everything goes through Reid with Forest. He's a cute player. He very rarely gives the ball away. He sets a lot of attacks up, and he's a nice little footballer. So we'll have to be aware of that. But we have that extra man in midfield, so we should be able to cope with it.
Here's Jamie Murphy from the free kick on the left, up against Greg Holford, just in from the left-hand touchline. Murphy tries to get on the outside. Holford's all over him. The ball's gone out. Is it a free kick or a throw?
I think it's a throw-in, but once again, he's not actually beaten him, but he's got on the outside and he's still kept possession. I don't know, I'm not quite sure how many times I have to say that before it actually gets through to him.
Here's Baxter. Sheffield United work it well from the left. Baxter crosses, it's flat, it's cleared. And it will be collected here by Collins. Into Cody in the middle of the Forest half. Now Scougal, the diminutive tight side figure for Sheffield United, brings Murphy into it, inside the box on the angle, pulls it across the 6-yard area. Baxter just couldn't get there, steered away by Collins. But it's a good patch this for Sheffield United. Scougal will leave it now for Harris to take this throw. 0-0 in the FA Cup at Bramall Lane. This is Baxter, left corner of the Forest penalty area. Now Doyle. Square pass for Harris. It's all a little tight down there. Henderson challenging for it. United come away with it. To Scougal down the left side of the box, drills it across. Flicked away by Collins. Brayford tries to get there. He can't. Patterson deals with it, but still the Blades keeping the pressure on. Scougal just outside the area. The referee has brought it back for a foul on Doyle. And this is fairly central in the Forest half, but a good spell for Sheffield United. This is Harris. On the left, further wide is Murphy, closed down by Holford. Murphy cuts in field, bends that ball in, sent up in the air by the head of Lascelles. Now Scougal challenging on the edge of the D and wellied down the pitch by Yara. Now Collins heads back into the Forest half. Reid is in there with a touch. Brought down by Majewski. Yara will poke it to the right. Now Holford. Holford into the back four. He picks out Danny Collins. And Collins spreads the play out to the left and Danny Fox. But it's still deep in that Forest half. They've got the ball but not really going anywhere. Now it comes back across to the right. And Jamal Lascelles. Short ball pass now to Yara. And Lascelles gets it back in those fluorescent yellow boots. Here is Andy Reid. Reid just trotting up to the halfway line. Wants to get beyond Cody. Reid pushes one down that left-hand side, cut out by the Blades right back Brayford. Can't prevent the throw though. and Forest have it a good 20 yards inside the Sheffield United half. The John Street side of the ground, if you know it. And Danny Fox wanders forward from left back to take it. Almost 15 gone, Blades 0, Forest 0. BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra for Sheffield United striker Keith Edwards alongside them.
Well, it's a good start in the respect that we haven't been overawed with the game. We all know how important it is. I think when we get down this left side, if Murphy keeps nice and positive, I think he'll create chances.
Good feet from Patterson, 30 yards out for Forest. Lifts one into the penalty area. Headed across goal by Holford. Back towards Patterson. Always rising into the Blades fans behind Howard's goal.
Yeah, it's a little reminder that they can do it. They keep possession. They look a nice patient side, don't they? But I think Sheffield United know how to play against teams like that, because we proved it against Fulham. We sort of allow them to have it up there with just having one striker. We crowd that midfield. It eventually gets crowded out, and we start again. As long as we keep nice and positive, somewhere on the lines, the formation that we're playing, somebody has to say, well, I'm going to take a little bit of a chance, because we want to win this game. You've got to take a chance at some stage. In the final third day, you accept that if you can't get back, well, the defence has to do their job, but you have to be a bit more of a goal threat.
This is Lascelles from the back for Forest. He can take the ball to the halfway line, unchallenged. Now Reid on the centre spot. Plays one to the right and Yara. Now Majewski. Holford. Back to Yara. Played square to Reid. Makes it look so easy, doesn't it? Andy Reid, a lot of quality in that left foot.
Well, he always knows what's around him, and if you look at him now, he's always dropping deep and making it. Every time he gets it, he's got a little bit of space, and that's why, you know, he's a clever player like that.
Ball into the box left side. Henderson looks to hook it across goal. It was blocked by Doyle. Forest corner.
Yeah, it's a patient build-up once again, but we've dealt with it the best we can. Reid, what do you do with Reid? You go man to man, you keep going. He will get away from you eventually, but it's not causing too many problems at the moment.
Patterson's corner from the left over the 6-yard box. Hammered clear by Harris. Reid picks it up. He's going to steer it back out to Patterson again. Level with the penalty area. Nutmegs Cody. Gets on the outside. Well, he claims that Cody got a touch. Stuck his arm in the air, did Patterson. And the referee agrees. It's another Forest corner. 5 wide shirts to Weymouth. Over the goalkeeper Howard, who gets 2 hands on it. That's good handling from the goalkeeper.
Yes, very much so. It's a good corner knocked in, and when you consider you've got the likes of Henderson, there's 1 or 2 more big guys in there, it's difficult to come out, and you're always worried that he's going to spill something. Great hands, and you know, I think he will grow in confidence. Goalkeepers are all about that. They need a little bit of a run on this side. He hasn't conceded goals, and that's proved that he's handling his first pass.
And Reid bundles into Ryan Flynn. Blades free kick, just inside the Forest half, right of centre. Forest haven't won here for 10 years. Need to change that today. This is Harris. Murphy up against Holford, gets on the inside of him, pokes it to his right. Doyle into Murphy, who's drifted in central, back to the halfway line, and Harry Maguire, who did his reputation absolutely no harm at all in that replay at Fulham. Murphy skips beyond Reid's challenge and pushes it wide to Flynn. Flynn will cross into the box, but no lift on the ball. And it's dealt with comfortably enough by Forest, and Maguire, under pressure from Henderson at halfway, just boots the ball into touch Forest throw.
A little bit disappointed with Flynn's final effort to get in crossing. He wasn't balanced right. You've got to get set up before you can actually knock that ball into the box to create a problem for Forest, but it wasn't really set up. Rushed his cross and just to get it in the middle, and it comes out. I did feel as if Maguire could have done more as well, because as much as I thought, well, he took the easy option knocking it in the stand, and I was just saying about if you've got any danger, well, knock it in there. They can't score while the ball's in the stand. I thought he could have done a little bit more with that, because he wasn't under too much pressure.
It's Reid out to the left and Fox. 0-0 it remains on 5 Live Sports Extra, and of course here on BBC Radio Sheffield. Reid hammers one high to the edge of the Blades box, flicked away by Maguire, collected by Henderson out on the left wing, turns it back to Fox. Now Reid back inside his own half, and Collins will angle a pass to this near side, and Yara gets away from Cody. Yara into Cox, edge of the D, trying to find some space, and then tries to push it through for Henderson, cleared by Collins for Sheffield United, that is. 2 Collinses on the pitch today. Here is Collins for Forest. threads it to the right, and Jamal Lascelles, halfway line. It's going side to side from the visitors here. Out to the left now, and Reid looking to get Patterson in behind that Blades back four. Headed clear by Maguire. Collected here by Cox. Now Patterson, just outside the area, scoops it towards Henderson. Cleared by Neil Collins for Sheffield United. Forrest applying the pressure. In comes the cross again. In towards Henderson, nods it down. Chance here for Cox, goes down in the area. Oh, right on the edge of the 6-yard box. Yeah, seen them given. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree, but I thought they got it right. But I don't think he's actually got anything on the ball. Harris down the other end looks to get Murphy in the clear, just too much on it, taken by the keeper. That was an opportunity, wasn't it? That would have been just took a little bit of pace off that ball. He would have been clean through it. The glare on Billy Davis's face. The linesman is going to get it when he comes up towards his technical area. He was ready for him, but the linesman has stayed down to his side. He was right on the edge of the technical area, ready to give him a verbal ear bashing there, wasn't it?
It's a bit predictable, isn't it? Because you just knew he was coming as well.
Yeah. Forest have it meanwhile. Miejski down the right, inside the Blades half. Back for Reid, centre of the pitch. In towards Patterson. Got something on it. Miejski to Patterson. Trying to find a way through. Brayford got there. Turns it to the right and Flynn. The Blades still deep in their own half. Flynn looking to burst beyond Fox and manages to wriggle past him. Ball bobbles across the touchline. He's done ever so well. He's got it across halfway and he's given it to Baxter. Now Cody. And over on the left it's Murphy. He needs bodies in the box to aim at. There are 3 in there now waiting for a cross. Can Murphy pick out the cross? He steers it in near post. He's under pressure on what strike by Holford. Cleared out, Blades throw 0-0.
Well, it's quite clear that Murphy's got the beating of him. And once if he got on the outside, he's done everything right. He's just not strong enough, body-wise, to be able to keep his balance and put something in. But I'm so pleased that he's got on the outside. Keep doing that because you will cause problems. And that was good play from Sheffield United from back to front.
Neil Collins for Sheffield United finding Murphy again. Murphy slips it infield now for Baxter. Out wide for Cody, the Liverpool loanee. Now Harris finds Baxter in a pocket of space just outside the box. Let's fly! And DeVries watched it all the way through, just crouches down and makes the save.
He's a confident lad when he gets half a yard in Baxter. He knows he's got a good shot on him. And what I do like about him, most of the times he hits the target.
Also was involved in that famous Oldham Cup run. Jose Baxter. Lascelles for Nottingham Forest. 0-0 it remains at Bramall Lane on BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra. Everton are through to the quarter-finals. Roberto Martinez seeing off his old team 3-1 at Goodison. Here's Patterson for Nottingham Forest. Oh, that was an important touch there from the Blades defender because he almost rolled in Henderson from the edge of the box. Baxter gets caught. It's pushed to the left-hand side in Cody. The referee allows Blades to continue. Here is Cody across to the right of Brayford. Baxter still down, needing treatment. Eventually kicked out by John Brayford. I'm not quite sure why the fans are booing as the yellow is shown to Lascelles, because that was a good advantage actually.
Referee's got it absolutely right. I always knew I was trying to come in to say he will get it as soon as the ball goes out. Because it's a late challenge, it's a forward challenge, and it's took a player out of the game. And we really, taking into account he's running forward up there, we've got nowhere to go. But I'm not quite sure of the guys thinking it's most probably because he got injured. I will accept that. But Cody's got the ball there inside the left position. He's got Murphy out on the left, and it's only cutting in back into midfield. I don't know why we make we make ground going forward, and then we want to come back on ourselves. I want to see more positive play by running at people and committing their defence.
0-0. 23 minutes gone of the first half at Bramall Lane. So amid all of that, the yellow card was shown to Jamal Lascelles for Nottingham Forest. And the ball is back with Mark Howard. And Jose Baxter is okay, and there's a handshake there between him and the man that brought him down, Lascelles. Howard sends it high into the Forest half. It's headed clear by Collins, collected by Simon Cox from the halfway line. He lays it back for Danny Collins. Here is Lascelles for Yara to the centre circle and Reid. Lascelles across that back four, finding Collins. And Forest have been good on the road as well. It's been a long time since they've lost away from home. You have to go back to October the 26th. They lost 3-1 at Yeovil, but haven't lost on their travels since, as Reed sent a high ball in towards Henderson. He's so good at getting up and winning the ball in the air. It comes outside the box towards Holford. Now it's Cody and Yara both going after the ball. Yara slid in, puts it out for a Sheffield United throw on the left, just short of the halfway line. Keith.
Yep, it's a good little battle, that, and I think you've highlighted, we know what Henderson can do. We had him for long enough. He can have some poor games where he gives an awful lot of free kicks away. He seems to have learned not to do that, and he can be a threat. He's good height, he gets up well, he's a good target, good old-fashioned target man.
Plays have stolen it back. Reed wanted a free kick and the referee doesn't give it. There's a man over on the right-hand side if Baxter wants to use him, but he's going all himself. It's Baxter! He lacks power from the edge of the box, and Scoogle quite rightly will scream at him saying, why did you not play me in? I was free.
Yeah, there was an option there, but by the time he's got to the edge of the box, he really has a 1-against-1, and Scoogle will have a 1-against-1 if he passes it. At one stage I thought it was the best option, but when he's gone all on his own and took that responsibility, fair play to him, the final product wasn't quite there.
Down the other end, Henderson's knocked down, looking for Patterson. Smashed away by Doyle, the Blades captain. Collins will bring it down for Forrest. Plays it to the left and Fox. Now Reed. For Collins again. Hurling out to this near right side for Gonzalo Yara. Tosses one down the right for Holford. Brings it down neatly. Now he's into the box right side. It's Holford! On the half volley. Just spins away from Howard's left-hand post, but he trapped that ever so well. Got into the box, couldn't keep it down. Goal kick.
Yeah, the goalkeeper always got his lines right. He always has it covered. But I do like Greg Howard as a player. I thought he was great for us. Played in an awful lot of positions, but very, very calm on the ball, very controlled. Nice player.
He's got that weapon of a long throw as well, of course, Greg Holton. Yep. United nicked a few goals off that during his time here. Here's Murphy for Sheffield United. Doyle gets caught in possession, and it's Reed who scurries onto the loose ball, gives it to Cox. Cox away to the left and Patterson. Patterson closed down by Brayford, and now Flynn's out there to help also. Still Patterson, 35 yards out. Biaski can hit them from range, doesn't that time, finds Fox. Now it's Reed at the byline, left-hand side, looks to cross it towards Patterson, and he scores! Nottingham Forest strike first. You have to applaud the move. It was a lovely flowing piece of build-up play. Eventually drops at Reed's feet to the byline. He curls it in. There is a front post flick header from Jamie Patterson that gives the Championship side the lead at the lane. Sheffield United 0, Nottingham Forest 1.
Well, you're right, you have to applaud that goal. It was that man Reed again, who always the one who makes Forrest kick. He gets round the back, doesn't pick anybody out, just puts it in an area, and of course Patterson's run is right across the defender, and that's the correct run to make. And he's just got it. I think the keeper will be a little bit disappointed with that, because it's a bit of a tight angle, but it's gone right into the corner, so we're not going to look for the negative. Yeah, it's disappointing, because I think we've been really well on top of this game, and we've got it to do now, but it's the FA Cup. We've come back before, we're still in it.
The first time that Sheffield United have trailed in the FA Cup this season.
Yeah, that's a good point. We can come back. These are invariably exciting games, and let's hope this is another one.
Harris plays it long down the left. It bobbles in that muddy part of the pitch in the left-hand corner flag area. Murphy, deep in the Forest half, brings it back now for Cody. Harris arrives, looks for a give and go with Baxter and gets it. Harris into the box, shoots away back, played in flat, and steered away by Lascelles. Back to Harris at the byline, he goes down and gets shot down by Biaski just outside the area. That will be a free kick.
Yeah, and that's a great response from Sheffield United as well. And it's that ball that got right across. Flynn was on the far post, just to have a simple tapping, but you always want to see your team respond well when you've conceded a goal, especially when you've had a little spell on top as well. And we have done, so we get an opportunity to get straight back into this.
Free kick, great position. Just outside the area, I would say 4 yards in from the byline. Baxter is over it. Plenty thrown forward for this, for Sheffield United, who trail 1-0. It'll be Baxter's free kick, right footer, clipped over the back post. Collins flicks it wide. Collins of Sheffield United, that is, from behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, he'll be slightly disappointed at that. To be fair to him, I think he's got a little bit of a nudge that's put him off, but you would say a header 4 or 5 yards out, hits the target, that's 1-1. But like I said, good response from Sheffield United.
BBC Radio Sheffield's football heaven and 5 Live Sports Extra in the FA Cup. We have played half an hour at Bramall Lane. It is Sheffield United 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Jamie Patterson, the goal scorer, after 27 minutes. A front post flicked header gives the Championship side the advantage. Here's Flynn cutting in from the right. Square pass for Scoodle in those blue boots. Looking to give it to Baxter now. Baxter needs an option. He's got one in Brayford out on the right. Brayford finding Cody 10 yards outside the area. Back to Brayford. Forrest with plenty back behind the ball. Cody looks to roll one into the box for Flynn. Flynn goes down. Feeling for a penalty, was never going to get one in a month of Sundays. Here's the goal scorer Patterson defending deep in his own half. And his arm pulled, I think, by Brayford. And Forrest gets a free kick.
Yeah, a little bit too easy, wasn't it? Look at the penalties there. You've got to, if the ball gets away from you, players automatically tend to throw themselves to the ground. And I don't like to see it, to be fair, because you get that first touch right, and you've got him in the box, and you can either turn him or win a penalty on fair grounds. But it's a bit of a hopeful penalty shout, that's all.
It's a good cup tie, though.
Yeah, good game. I think it's important from our point of view, if we play well, if we go out in the competition, we put other priorities, and we've had a fabulous run. If we go out today, I still think we're right in this game. It's important that we build on this, and the confidence-wise, and I keep doing it, and then we sort of let ourselves down in the league. But what I can see, if we play anywhere like this, we'll get promotion out of this league, because we need to get out of that old Division 3. It's a shocking division for us to be in. It really is. I don't mean to be disrespectful to it, but it's time we got back into the Championship and started kicking on from there.
It's a throw in to Nottingham Forest, taken by Fox. Gets it back from Reid. Strokes it back to his goalkeeper, Doris de Vries. His former club Swansea have gone out today. Here is Lascelles. Lascelles looks to steer one down the right. There's a lovely flick there from Majewski, and he gets it back from Henderson just outside the Blaze box. Crunching challenge coming in from Harry Maguire. Majewski, thankfully for him, had moved out of the way. It will be a throw-in to Forest, and Holford may well get the opportunity to launch this ball into the Sheffield United penalty area. It's on the right. He wipes the ball on his shirt. Prepares to spear this one in long, presumably directed towards Darius Henderson. It is Holford. It's over Henderson's head though, flicked away by Maguire. Here's Gonzalo Yara. Has to turn it back to the halfway line, and Danny Collins. Collins has the opportunity to assess the options and then floats it down the middle of the Sheffield United half. Henderson went down. How many times did we used to see that when he was in a Blade shirt?
You know me too well. You knew what I was going to come out with.
Here's Patterson looking to twist and turn on the left in that pocket of sunshine that bathes the Bramall Lane pitch here. But Brayford comes away with it and then nudges the ball straight out for a Forest throw just inside the Blades half. Blades 0, Forest 1.
I think he got a bit of a bad bounce there, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, but that Henderson trick made me smile. That took me back earlier on. We've seen Halford to Henderson. How many times have we said that in Sheffield United?
Yeah.
And they did all right for us.
Here's Henderson now. He's done well there to find Andy Reid, another former Blade. A back heel off to the left. Henderson whips it in early. Majewski was arising. It's a stooping header clearance from Neil Collins. Now it's Murphy on the run. Gives back a couple of challenges. The referee plays a great advantage. Picked up by Baxter. Scoogall tearing forward into four. Led into Scoogall. Inside the box. Did to equalise. Great save to Reid. Just couldn't pull it past the keeper enough. Just too close to him, but that was a great chance.
It was a great chance, and you always knew Baxter was going to give him it this time, didn't you? He wasn't going to make the same mistake, but I don't mind him going on. But great effort, and he did everything right, and that was going into the bottom corner. I thought the Forest keeper got down ever so well to save that, but great move, and that's when you get Murphy and people going forward and being positive, taking that responsibility and trying to get past the player.
Howard, the Blades goalkeeper, will clear. Baxter beaten in the air. Here's Holford. Back to his keeper, has just made a key stop in the game, Doris de Vries. Scoogall tried to play it across him, but de Vries got down well to make the stop. And Forest continue to lead by a goal to nil here on 5 Live Sports Extra and BBC Radio Sheffield. Doyle into Scoogall. Scoogall with a pass to the left and Murphy. Murphy up against Holford. Murphy into Baxter. tries to return the ball to Murphy. Holford, in fairness, defended it well, just got his body in the way. Murphy didn't like it, but it was a good piece of defending.
It was, and that's, you'll always be given the benefit of the doubt on that situation. But Murphy's got to keep doing it because he knows he's got the beating of him, and pace-wise, and he's just got to get a little bit of a trick or two into his game, and he could give him a really difficult time, and it's through him that we might get back through this into this game.
Yara for Forest, halfway line, puts Skugel on the deck, and now surges forward with it. Yara looks to his right, he's got an option with Holford, taking the ball in stride, delivers deep back post, and it's headed away by Brayford. Yara will flick it back to the halfway line with his head. Reid keeps it moving. Lascelles, Yara out to the right, and Holford closed down by Brayford. Slip back in field, and Reid wearing 11. Might have an opportunity to shoot. He doesn't get closed down, and he sends that one wide of Howard's right hand post. And a cut across the ball from behind for a goal kick.
From the Sheffield United point of view, you'll be more than happy at that. Somebody shooting defensively, you've done your job.
Well, the draw has been made, and the winner of this tie will play Sheffield Wednesday or Charlton.
Always
my word.
It's always going to happen. So, if that doesn't give you a little bit of a boost, nothing will.
Well,
and if it's away from home, will it be at the deep end? Will we kick towards the deep end? Are you to the rust?
Good point.
Start all them says now, but we've got to get through here.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity for all sides to get into that, to get to Wembley.
Funny how the footballing gods work, isn't it? Arsenal or Liverpool will play Everton. Brighton or Hull will play Sunderland. And Manchester City against Wigan. So the cup holders have a very difficult tie against Manchester City. This is Patterson for Nottingham Forest. To the edge of the Blades penalty area. He's side onto goal. Thought about shooting. Didn't. Lays it back for Reid. Reid to this near side, the right, and Holford. Holford for Yara. The Blades with everybody back. Bent into the box. Headed out by Neil Collins. Reid, a cushion header down to Yara again. Good spell this for Forest. Majewski to Holford. Chance to cross. Henderson waits. Into Cox instead on the edge of the D. Now Reid, middle of the Blades half. This is Patterson. First touch a little heavy. Sliding in was Doyle. Picked up by Jamie Murphy for Sheffield United. Almost gave it away, but it's gone back to Harris. The left back for the Blades. It's hoisted over the halfway line. Lascelles with a header down. Kept in by Yara. Right in front of the dugout of Billy Davis. And Reid will steer it into the back four, and Collins. Forest very comfortable on the ball, I have to say that. The Blades content in standing off them when they've got it. I know, in that area 10 yards short of the halfway line. Just happy to sit back and let them pass it around at the back.
Yeah, we have done. We've played against the Premiership sides, and we've said, okay, we're not chasing after the ball in areas like that, because defenders should be able to keep the ball in them areas. They're not going anywhere, and I also think if you start chasing in areas like that, you're wasting energy. So allow them to have it; they'll come to you eventually.
I've got a feeling that the blue and white half of Sheffield might just be praying that the Blades get through for a change. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure. But surely any true Sheffield football fan wants to see that quarter-final, don't they?
Every time, yes. And I wouldn't blame Sheffield Wednesday for thinking on that lines. I wonder if somebody back in the office could tell us where it would be played, home or away.
Yeah, well,
so I'm sure somebody will give me that information.
Maybe someone back at the studio. Oh, well, United or Forest would be at home. Even more here, so it would be here. It would be here at the Lane. Anyway, a lot of football to get through before that happens. And as it stands, it would be Forest at home to either Wednesday or Charlton. It's David Lee here by a goal to nil, scored by Jamie Patterson just before the half hour. A header at the front post from a Reid cross on the left. Still a long way to go in this particular game. This is Majewski, though, looking to make inroads down the Forest right. Swept away by Neil Collins. Skugel is down injured for Sheffield United. Might need treatment. The referee spots it. Skugel just back to his feet, looking a little bit dizzy. He's going to hobble away from it. And Nigel Clough had a good look at that. He said, well, Skugel, he was signed in January from Livingston. Hardly thought of north of the border. Quite a strong Scottish contingent here at Bramall Lane. He ain't the biggest. He's about 2 stone wet through.
Yeah, he's a lightweight, isn't he? But he's proved himself to be quite tough and loves to get forward.
He's just getting a bit of treatment here.
I think there'll be more goals in him as the season goes by, and we have to take this kind of form back into that league. We mustn't go down a peg, and I think that's what's happened to us, and that's what the only thing what really concerns me. I've thoroughly enjoyed this cup run. Like I've said, you've got to remember where we are, and if it ends today, well, okay, we've had a great run, we've made good finance. We have to use that wisely. I think Nigel has brought 3 players in, and they've all done really well, so we have to trust that and give him a little bit more an opportunity, most probably next year. So, but as long as that happens, and then the club is still going forward. But we mustn't dip our form from the cup to the league, and that's happened on too many occasions this year. And this is a good standard of play. I think it's important. If we do go out today, and I'm not being negative because we're still right in this game, it's important to continue that form.
Well, Skugel is being attended to here by the Sheffield United physio. He's held back to his feet. And you talk about the finance. The winners today get 180,000 in the bank. Not bad. That's not to be sniffed at, is it? Well, when we're in the position we're in. So, yeah, that can bring a few more players in. So Skugel waits to come back on the pitch now. And Forest have a throw. Skugel waiting for the referee's signal. On he goes. And Forest have it at the back with Collins. Collins on the edge of the centre circle, strikes it long. Cox is the target. Went beyond him and Harris, but Cox chases it down and gathers it at the touchline right-hand side. The blade's clear, but only as far as Gonzalo Yara, just outside the area, into Henderson with his back to goal. Being watched carefully there by Neil Collins. And Forest work it into the middle of the pitch to Andy Reid. Reid finds Danny Collins. Blades 0, Forest 1 on BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra. Nigel Clough trying to push his players up the pitch. That is the most obvious hand signal I've ever seen. Just doing this with his arm. Just get up.
Well, what I've touched on is we don't have enough attacking options, and when we have broke, we're looking at midfield players to get in there, because you've got to remember we've only got one natural striker on the pitch, and he can actually play midfield as well. So but there's no natural strikers in there in that respect. But he's the one who's playing up front. But we've got to be a bit more of a goal threat, and he will recognise that. And we have it. We've had his chances in this game.
Here's Patterson for Nottingham Forest. Turns it to the left and Fox, the Forest left back. He can take it onto halfway. Poor ball given away to Doyle, who failed to control it, so Forest can keep coming forward. Patterson spins and rolls it square now for Yara. 35 yards from goal, lifted over the top. It's beyond everybody. And Mark Howard, the Blades goalkeeper, allows it to run behind for a goal kick to Sheffield United. 3 minutes to go to half-time. QPR 0, Reading 1 in the Championship. Ball kicked off at 3:30. So Reading a goal up in that game. Cody Wright is for a header in the middle of the pitch. Wasn't sure where the ball had gone. It's back with Neil Collins. Collins to Jose Baxter. Now Cox for the visitors. Plays it into an area on this right-hand side, and it's going to dribble away towards the corner flag. Howard comes out of his goal to get there. Hammers it downfield. Reid wins a header. Brings it down and gives it to Fox.
That's an area of the pitch that in this first half we haven't really won a great deal. Every time it's gone in there, Forest have come out with it, and when Reid's winning headers, I think it tells you you're lacking a little bit of height in there and a little bit of strength, in the sense that every time it's just been knocked clear into that middle, Forest have picked it up every time.
It's a long ball from the back from Harris that Baxter won't get to. It's gone out for a Nottingham Forest throw-in. Greg Holford will take it. Thrown infield to Yara. Given back to Holford. Holford taking his time on the right hand side. He balloons it long, and Cox in pursuit. Can he get there at the byline? He pulls it back into the middle, and Neil Collins has to steer that one behind for a Forest corner. Last minute of the first half, and the last thing that Sheffield United want to do here is concede another one. Reid has come over to take it. Henderson has a word in his ear as he jogs past him. Isn't at the top end of Bramall Lane. Holford is in there, Simon Cox is in there, Henderson, Lascelles and Collins have come forward from the back in those white shirts of Nottingham Forest. Reed's corner, sticks his left arm in the air, whips it in, right over the 6-yard box, nobody could bundle it home though for Forest. Cox really charged at it, and Sheffield United have smuggled it behind for another corner on the opposite side.
Difficult ball to deal with, corners hit in hard and low. If you don't get that away on the first attempt, then it's forced to get right across the 6-yard box. We've finally got it away, but it was a little bit of a struggle.
Corner kick from the opposite side, it's Patterson to whip it in, it's a good corner front post, taken though by Mark Howard. 3 minutes of added on time to be played at the end of this first half, with Forest a goal up here on BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra. Howard kicks long down the left, Murphy missed it, Holford will clear. Holford one for Neil Collins this. Turns it back to his goalkeeper, he did well with that. Come back to Howard, and it's just pushed out to the edge of the box, and Harry Maguire right onto the halfway line. Again, floats it long, and Skugel will race after it. Collins turns it back to De Vries. Paul Green arcs the ball onto the halfway line. Big flip there from Henderson to Majewski, and then Doyle comes away with it. Away to the right, and Flint sliding in was Fox. Now it's Cody. And again cut out by Fox for Nottingham Forest. Turned forward by Reed. Could be kept in by Majewski. Can't, because Maguire goes flying in. Forest throw, Keith Edwards.
Yeah, good timing from Maguire. Challenge had to be made, and he's got it in there nice. As I said, the timing was perfect for it. But whenever we've knocked the balls into the corner, it's as if we're saying, well, we're not going to close that ball down because we might get caught out at the back. I just feel as if we're sitting off a little bit too much and giving them a little bit too much respect.
This is Lascelles perched on the halfway line on the right. Flicks one down the line for Cox. Challenging was Murphy. Now Collins intervenes for Sheffield United. It's Murphy who can dash up to the halfway line. Needs help. Tries to play it square. As he did so, he was caught by Andy Reid, and again a let-off because Forest are ready to hit United on the break there.
I'd love to analyse how many times that lad comes inside and the ball gets actually given away, or it comes to nothing, and how many times he actually gets on the outside and it actually comes to something.
The referee here wants a word with Andy Reid and shows him yellow. Must have been something he said afterwards.
It's disappointing when you see experienced players like that talk the way into the book.
Free kick taken by Bob Harris, straight down the throat of Danny Collins, who clears, and then gets it back from Patterson, the goal scorer. Set long down the left for Andy Reid, who scurries away. Doyle, the Blades captain, trying to block him off. Reid keeps the ball and then plays it all the way back to the halfway line. Reid gives Majewski a rocket. Don't know what was being said there, but he gave him a right ear bashing. Here's Yara in the centre circle. Now Reid. How many touches of the ball has Andy Reid had in this first half?
Always available, always, and never gives the ball away. Always a chopstick. And there's the whistle, half-time. Forest have the edge. Jamie Patterson's header on 27 minutes separates the Championship side from the League One side. Sheffield United have had their moments, but Forest have used the ball better, I would say. And at the break, it is the Championship team, Nottingham Forest, that lead here by a goal to nil. Keith Edwards. Well, we always knew it was going to be a tough game, but I think we've done well in the respect. You've got to respect Forest, 16 games unbeaten. They're a tidy side, they're a very well organised side, but I think we've looked good against them. We've had our moments. I think second half wise, I'm sure Nigel is going to have to say, look, let's get forward, and because whenever the ball is given away in the final third, if you watch our players, they just turn and think, right, that's it, defence to do, instead of pushing on a little bit and closing them down and causing them more problems. So we have to be a little bit braver. We have to take one or two chances. As I said at the top of the show, to win a game somewhere on the lines, you have to gamble and push him forward and get beyond their defence. We haven't worked them as hard enough. I think we've looked a threat when Murphy's got on the outside of people, but once again we've made their goalkeeper work once and once only. So we can improve on that, but I also think it's been a good game and we're not out of it.
Really well worked goal, wasn't it, that Forest got?
Yeah, quality, and that's what you get at that extra level, and the patient side. The one player I didn't want down that left-hand side was Reid, because it was a good cross, and the lad, to be fair, has run across the player, gets a little touch on it. Yeah, good goal. You'll accept that. If we go out to a good goal, you can sort of live with that, because I keep touching on the fact that we've got other priorities. Our priority is to get back into this game. Yes, respect for us, but I think we're not out of it, and I just feel as if we have to be a little bit braver with our decisions going forward and push one or two people forward. Get beat 1-0, get beat 3-0. The same result at the end of the day. You've got to push forward. You've got to be a little bit more of a goal threat. You've only got to look at the stats. We haven't scored enough goals this season. We have to put that right.
Nothing to lose.
No, nothing whatsoever. And don't worry. You know, the fans have had a great time in this cup competition. You're not going to get knocked. It's an intriguing game. Forest are riding very, very high and looking to get to the Premiership, so you have to respect that. And we've done really well. We're certainly not overawed with the situation and not overawed with Forest.
Half-time then at Bramall Lane in the FA Cup. So far, so good for Nottingham Forest, but we do have another half of football to come, of course. For the break, Sheffield United 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Well, Sheffield United will kick their favourite way, I suppose, in the second half towards the Kop. Forest lead by a goal to 0. Neither side has made a change at the break. So Sheffield United, Howard in goal, back for Brayford, Maguire, Collins, and Harris, Flynn, Coyle, Cody and Murphy in midfield with Baxter and Skugel up front. Forest, three to goal, back for Holford, Collins, Lascelles and Fox, midfield, Majewski, Yara, Reid and Patterson, Henderson and Cox, two strikers. Forest will start us off in the second half. They will kick towards their end, which there are 5,000 Forest fans giving them their backing. This is Baxter down the Sheffield United left, stops in his tracks and it's cleared by Majewski, but won back on halfway by Doyle, who releases Skugel. Away to the left and Jamie Murphy. Murphy back for Harris. Harris taking it deep into the Forest half. No challenge on him yet. Tried to turn into the box, but it was soft and comfortably cut out by Yara. And now Cox deep in his own half. He gets caught late there by Harris, and that'll be a booking, I would fancy. Harris was late, but the ball had gone.
No complaints with that. And you just look at that opportunity where he's trying to pass it. The one time we've got three bodies into the box is the only time where we haven't tried to whip it across the 6-yard box, and we've got plenty of bodies in the box. That's encouraging for me, but wrong decision from the player, and he's reacted by a little bit of a late challenge there as well.
And he has shown the yellow card to Bob Harris as Michael Oliver, the referee. So 2 bookings for Forest in this game, 1 for Sheffield United, and Cox receiving some treatment. I wonder what Nigel Clough's instructions were at half-time, because they did have their moments in that first half. There's confirmation of the yellow, he's shown it now.
I don't think he'll be overly disappointed. Yes, it's disappointing to be 1-0 behind. I think he's got to ask Murphy and Flynn to be nice and positive, and when you get the opportunity, get on the outside of people and whip something across. You've got to be a goal threat, and I know I keep saying it, but it's because the only thing I see that's lacking in this performance is the fact that we've not worked the Forest keeper enough. We've had enough possession. I do respect that Forest keep the ball well, but we've also had our moments.
Free kick taken by Forest. Henderson beaten in the air by Neil Collins. Here is Murphy. Whacks it down the middle of the Forest half, and Lascelles cushions the header back to his goalkeeper Doris de Vries, who did make one really good stop in that first half from Stefan Skugel's left-footed effort. Here is Lascelles for Forest, out on the right wing on the halfway line. Lifted high down the line, it's headed away by Bob Harris. Boyle and Harris went for the same ball, and it lands at the feet of Henderson wide on that right-hand touch line. Eventually breaks off Jamie Murphy, and Forest have a throw, and Holford here will take it. Presumably will go long, or will he go short? Majewski gave him the option. Going to throw it all the way back to the halfway line. This is Lascelles. BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra. Sheffield United 0, Nottingham Forest 1. The ball is pumped into the Blades penalty area. Henderson got his head to the ball. It's cleared by Harris, brought down by Yara. 30 yards from goal. Majewski to the right. Holford back to the halfway line. Lascelles as Forest look to build again. Reid Lascelles again. Forest keeping the ball. They did a lot of that in the first half. They were quite patient in their build-up. It's clipped forward onto the chest of Henderson. Nipping in though with Scougal for Sheffield United, who work it to their right, and Brayford, who's got some space to work with. Brayford tearing forward, up towards the halfway line. Let's get on the outside of Reid. Really positive run this. It's got Flynn overlapping, and the pass to him wasn't the best. It allows Fox to slide in. Flynn still snapping. And Fox to try and win the ball. He's forced the error. Blades have got a throw, taken quickly by Brayford to Flynn, just outside the Forest penalty area. Looks to try and make his way to the byline. Cleared only as far as Brayford. Free waiting for a cross. It's flat, arriving front post with Murphy. Got across his marker. With a feel for a corner. Won't get one. Goal kick.
Yeah, good play. I like Brayford. He sets off and he runs. You know, when I talk about players being nice and positive, there's a nice positive fullback for you. Charges at them, not worried if he loses it. Kicks the ball at him, commits the player, and invariably something comes of it. We need to get a few people in the box. Well done for Murphy to get right across from left wing, hit down in this side. Keep doing that. We might just get a bit of a break. The ball hasn't really bounced for us in that final third. If it does, we'll get an opportunity.
That is a cracking beard on John Brayford, by the way. I didn't realise they were so en vogue these days. It's like going back to when you played, Keith. Players with beards. Danny Fox has got quite a impressive number in the Forest side as well.
Yeah, there's a few. I don't see it myself. I really don't think it's a good look. But there you go. Each to their own.
Far too itchy for me. Cannot cope with it. This is Doyle. Now Brayford pushes one down the line, and Flynn is beaten to it by Danny Fox. Brayford will take it, but that slick back hair thrown in towards Baxter. Baxter hassled by Danny Collins. The challenge going in from Fox, and he's caught Flynn. And that's a free kick in a good area, just outside the area on the right-hand side. Yeah, it's 1-0 down.
It is. It gives us an opportunity. We started the second half well. That's always important. We're a little bit more committed going forward. It appears to be the case. Come on, Flynn. Get yourself back up and get into a positive area. We need to get this side of the game right. We make sure the keeper doesn't come out and have a nice easy catch. Get it somewhere around that penalty spot, in between the penalty spot 6-yard box. Make a run across somebody.
It'll be Harris to curl in the free kick, and it's nodded behind by Cox. And again, it wasn't a great piece delivery, was it?
No, it's not. In effect, I'll be a bit harsh and say it was rubbish, because you've got to beat the first man. It's as simple as that. It's the first rule. It's always been a rule. It has been like that for many, many years. And it's disappointing not to beat the first man.
Baxter drives in the corner. That is a good delivery. Collins heads it goalwards. And it's up here for Maguire, and the block was from Yara. And Maguire close to getting his 7th of the season. He is still the club's leading goal scorer, the young centre-half. Yara got that full throttle. Back on his feet. It is another Sheffield United corner.
When the centre-half's your top scorer, that emphasises my point that we haven't scored enough goals. But we were right behind that, and that was going into the top corner. But it's been blocked out. We've still got a chance. Corner kick.
Baxter's corner, again driven in. Collins trying to get on the end of it, couldn't. Now Scougal lets it goalwards, and the breeze behind it. One bounce, right in front of the goalkeeper, and he held on to it. Decent strike.
Scougal's done well to get that on target. That just needs a little deflection, and it's 1-1. Good start from the Blades, right back into it. That should give them confidence.
7 minutes gone in this second half at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 0, Nottingham Forest 1. De Vries will walk the ball out of his box, clear down the right. Harris got something on it. Scougal was back there defending. The crowd like that. The forward player, the little man, helping out his teammates. Brayford overran the ball, and sliding in was Reid, and suddenly Reid has options. Looks to cross into the box too close to Howard. The Blades keeper clings onto it. Now will smack it away to the right, heading out of play. Flynn can't keep it in. Forest throw. Nigel Clough screaming at his goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think he was maybe screaming, throw the ball out. Yeah. He reacted like this a couple of times at Forest. We give the ball away from our goalkeeper, and when we were trying to stay in the game, it's awfully disappointing when he doesn't do it. I thought he was trying to get it into the right area down the flanks, to be honest, but he's just overhit it. But I think Nigel will say, well, on that occasion you can maybe throw it out and we can get on the attack.
Here's Bob Harris. proper football name, that. Bob Harris. The clears out of play. That wasn't a good proper clearance.
Great name, was it? Bob Harris.
Nice and easy for us commentators. You like that?
Yeah, every time. Doesn't make him sound 50-year-old at all, does it?
No, not one bit. It's actually Robert, but people call him Bob, and he seems quite happy with it. It puts 50 years on him, but there we are. Here's the goal scorer, Patterson. Just gives the ball away to Doyle in the middle of the Sheffield United half. Forrest put it back and then lost it again, and Patterson sees the free kick. I want a word with him here as well, the referee. In fact, it's Fox who's been penalised. Patterson was involved, but Fox has been singled out as the offender. Yellow card.
I always think they're a little bit harsh, aren't they? It's slightly late. The ones that have been booked previously, I've no complaints with that, but that's just a little slightly late. Player goes down, and you've got to respect it. I don't know why, but I just think years ago we got it right, because that happens in football. The player's all right, he's up and running, move on.
Free kick taken by Howard, the keeper, away by Lascelles. Henderson dropping back to get on the ball. Now Halford, the right back for Nottingham Forest, launches it long, had it clear by Maguire, and Doyle win it in midfield. He couldn't because Yarra made sure the ball got to Reed first, and Reed goes back to his keeper Doris de Vries, and passes the ball out to the right, and Lascelles in a right back position here, and then steers it back in field to Danny Collins, who can surge up to halfway. Fox went tearing forward down the left, and instead it goes to Jamie Patterson. Patterson after Yarra, and now Reed on the rim of the centre circle for Nottingham Forest, who lead 1-0 on BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra in the FA Cup. Facing the quarter-finals at stake here. Majewski back for Reed. Now Yarra's got space, just waiting for their moment here, Forest. This is Fox. To Yarra, now Reed controls it neatly on his chest and takes it wide to the left, just across the angle of the box, now towards the byline. Whips in the cross, and Neil Collins is there to clear. It'll be a Forest throw.
Solid at the back. You can only... I've watched a lot of games of it, and we're nice and solid. It's disappointing, but I'll accept the fact that we are trailing in this game. It was a great goal, but we have been very, very solid, and we've got a good back four. They talk well. They're solid. They all know their individual job.
Yes, Patterson drops his shoulder at the byline, buys him a little bit of space, sends a high ball into the box, but it's gone behind. It will be a goal kick to Sheffield United, who, as I mentioned earlier, haven't lost here for an awful long time. Gillingham were the last team to beat them in November, and Sheffield United go there on Wednesday night. For listeners of BBC Radio Sheffield, we'll have commentary on that one. I'll set off straight after this game, Chief, if I were you, for that one.
It's a bit of a hike for a midweek game.
It's a bit of a trek, isn't it?
Thank you for that, whoever organises them fixtures. And not only that, you've just done me another favour by having Colchester the week after. Thank you very much.
What have you done? That's League One for you.
Yeah, that's it.
This is Flynn looking to scamper forward for Sheffield United, carrying it deep into the Forest half, overlapping his Brayford. He lets it run for Baxter, and bit of a mixed up there. Baxter feeling for handball. Doesn't get it. It's against Fox, and Yarra will dribble the ball out from the back and chip a ball out towards that right side. That's a good header from Halford to play it into the back four. But Baxter just stopped there instead of playing to the referee's whistle. Spent too much time appealing for the handball, which wasn't given anyway.
And I think it's based on you get too many soft free kicks.
Yeah. Down the other end at the moment, Maguire heading away before Henderson can do anything with it. Reed gets it down on the deck. This is Patterson, just outside the area. Looks to bend one. Good save, Howard. That was going in bottom corner. Really good try from Patterson. Howard palms it away, and it's gone for a throw.
Not only a good save, but you look where he's actually pushed it to. He's pushed it out of play, and that's going to be very tricky. Push that in. Somebody follows in and gets the right thing to go, but he's pushed that right out of play. Good play from Forrest, but a good save from Howard.
It's going to be a throw in to Nottingham Forest from that right hand side. It's a bomb from Halford to the near post, flicked up in the air by Neil Collins. Patterson trying to get something on it. There's a shot beaten away by Howard. It was Cox who flashed it goalwards, and it's picked up by Patterson at the byline, floated off Collins, Forest corner. Two big saves from the Sheffield United goalkeeper there.
Yeah, so we've started well, and Forest were always going to come back into it, end-to-end stuff. A good spell for Nottingham Forest. We have to keep the concentration level very, very high now. Pick your individual marker up and make sure he doesn't get in touch.
Andy Reid for Nottingham Forest over this corner in front of 5,000 Forest supporters. Keeper comes and takes it 6 yards out, and he throws it down the pitch. Michael, that's that. Into Jamie Murphy on the right. He's got two Forest players with him. He's had to go back in his own half, but Brayford gets it back. Closed down by Cox. A free kick.
See, there's a great example. I have to say, great take and a great throw. But from there, there's a Forest player injured down there. But from there, we've gone backwards. Gamble and keep going forward. All right, I know the Forest player is sort of caught Murphy up, but if he just nicks it past, he's got all that grass to run into. I just feel as if we get the emphasis of going forward and then go, that's far enough for me, I'll go back, and it gives Forest time to get back.
Let's see who's down injured for Nottingham Forest. Having a look. Process of elimination going on here. I can't work out who it is who's sat down injured for Nottingham Forest. Is it Halford who's down?
Halford, yeah. That's Sheffield United player. Player who I like.
Well, Halford's okay. He's going to walk off the field in order to come back on again. Sheffield United, meanwhile, will take a free kick. Harry Maguire gets a sachet of whatever it is they have in those sachets, kind of protein or energy boost. And chucks the wrapper away. It's going to be a free kick on the halfway line.
On that subject, I'd just like to tell you I got through 17 years without having anything to drink or anything to eat during the game.
Yeah. I wonder how the game has changed.
Yeah, of course.
It's really incredible.
I like to go back every now and then.
Bit of nostalgia. Never a problem for me. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Arsenal leading by a goal to 0 over Liverpool in the 4 o'clock kickoff, also in the FA Cup. This is Maguire striving to get forward. Flicks one round the back. It's a cracking ball for Murphy. Needs to deliver first time. He does. It's lobbed in back post. Baxter arriving. Halford behind it. Plants the header behind for a corner to Sheffield United.
Yeah, good move. Nice positive run. Created a nice positive pass. Well done, Murphy.
Jose Baxter over this corner kick. Sheffield United 1-0 down against Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. Swung in by Baxter. Easy take for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Both keepers have done well today on that level. They've come for corners and they've took them cleanly.
Boris de Vries, real clash of colour there between the salmon-coloured football and the bright green goalkeeping kit. He's sliced that kick somewhat. It falls short of the halfway line. Baxter gets his head to the ball. Halford clears for Forest. Brought down here by Henderson. Flicks off to Reid, into Patterson, edge of the box. Real live wire is Patterson, strikes it into the chest of the Blades goalkeeper, Mark Howard. He folds it underarm to Baxter. Baxter still deep in his own half. Looks for Cody, immediately closed down by Patterson. Cody wriggles away to the left and drives Sheffield United forward across halfway. Wide on the left. Turn back to Harris. Infield for Baxter. Baxter on the angle, looking for Ryan Flynn. Fox should be able to get rid of this from his own byline. He'll let it go in the end. Goal kick.
Yeah, it's good defending. We need a little bit more emphasis on attack. I'd take Doyle off, put Miller on, give yourself a chance. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, because it always matters, but we're punching above our weight. We've done extremely well in the cup. Give yourselves a chance of going forward and take one out of midfield and play with somebody else up front.
Last time in the Championship, QPR 1, Reading 1 in that game at Loftus Road. Here, still Sheffield United 0 and Nottingham Forest 1 as Baxter is fouled on BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra. So a Sheffield United free kick, halfway line. And floated forward, Cody. Intercepted by Lascelles. Now Doyle picks it up. Cody. Now Baxter. On that left-hand side, he weaves in field, looks to switch it to the right. Good ball. Flynn. Closed down by Fox. Brayford goes on the overlap. Flynn ignores him. He does find Brayford. Just outside the box. It's been pushed back though by Patterson. Maguire joins in. Up from centre half. Back to halfway and Doyle. Good pressing from Forrest. Lieski almost takes it off Doyle. Boys on the stretch, the Blade captain. They've kept it. But United have been pushed back to the halfway line. Now Flynn. Flynn weaving in field. Right, a couple of challenges. Lieski was in there. Murphy emerges with it. First took a little heavy. Flynn is touched by Collins. But a lot of fighting spirit there.
Yeah, there is. We won the little 50-50s.
Murphy tried to trick to hook it over the shoulder of Collins, which he managed, but there was Fox to tide it.
Yeah, I'm alright with that, because if that comes off, then he might just get through into the box. So he's getting more positive as the game is going on.
Baxter into Scoogle. Sheffield United plays some neat stuff here. Scoogle just behind Cody. Well, Cody knows that he wanted it.
Ball. Yeah, he wanted it on the other side of him. He sort of made that run across, and he actually wanted it on his left foot. It's good to see the likes of Cody getting into the box and making that kind of run. Nice and positive.
They've changed things a bit because Murphy's playing down the middle and Baxter's gone out to the left with Flynn to the right now, if you look. So Murphy's playing as a striker, it would seem. Scoogle now looks to dart forward. He's done ever so well, Scoogle. These two challengers pulled into Murphy, edge of the box. Jamie Murphy's shot is closed down by Collins. Well, just the sort of area that Murphy loves to operate in. Just Flynn on the right. Sheffield United having a right good go now. Flynn towards the byline. Was there a hand from Fox? I think there was, but the referee hasn't spotted it. Maybe the linesman should have done, but a corner is the end result.
Yeah, I think it was ball to hand, and it's... I have to say, I think the officials have got that right. But a really good spell, and I thought Murphy picked the wrong option. I think he should have played it out to Flynn, but he's feeling confident. He's had a shot that goal. Another opportunity.
Baxter's corner, driven in with pace. Collins is up there, and he flicks it wide. Well wide in the end. Kept in though by Lieski. Could let it go for a goal kick, but Lieski looks to dribble his way forward down the right. First to it is Harris, and Sheffield United are having a good spell here, and important for them. They score whilst they are on top. Brayford on the right. Baxter ahead of him. That's where it's gone. Baxter looks for options in the box. Here's Murphy out wide. Brayford swings the cross in. Still by the goalkeeper. Cody's in there. Must equalise. Will equalise. It's a howler from Doran de Vries. And the dream is still alive for Sheffield United. The cock goes absolutely bonkers behind the goal. And Connor Cody has rescued it for the Blades. His third goal of the campaign. But it was the howler of a mistake from the goalkeeper. He drops on it. He spilt it. And Cody pokes it home. Blades 1. Nottingham Forest 1.
Sheffield United, Forest always throws something up. We've had so many good sides with them, and yeah, a bit fortunate.
Deserved the goal,
yeah,
but hanging on top.
We've had a good spell, and like I said to you, if you get the ball in certain areas, sometimes it just falls for you. A bit fortunate, it's a bit of a howler from the goalkeeper, but that happens in football. It only happens in football if you get the ball into the right areas. I thought he was never going to get the ball out of his feet to actually tap it into the net. Seems to take an age, but that's Sheffield United right back into it. Forrest reacts by making it a substitution.
And Jamie Mackey has come on and replaced Simon Cox. 1-1. And we do have a cup tie. And Sheffield United have been the team on top in recent minutes. And they've got their goal. And the dream was beginning to fade. But they've kept at it. And they are level.
And you have to consider how many opportunities have Forest had that goal. They haven't really tested our goal.
No.
So we've deservedly got back into it. And I think whether we go through or not, I think you have to take the positives, and we've made a real good game of this, and we're right into it. We're not overall with this great Forest run that they've been on, and so we've dealt with what they've given us, and they're not out of it as well, you have to say from their point.
So throw down the other end, Holford spears one in. It's flicked away by Maguire, only as far as Reed, a good 30 yards out, trying to dribble his way through. It's a great run. How on earth did he get through? And he gets shot down on the edge of the box by Maguire. It'll be a yellow card, and Reed was looking menacing there. And he skipped through about 4 challenges.
He's a nice
Oh,
player.
he's a good footballer.
Yeah, he is. He's a very natural footballer. But it's amazing when somebody concedes and they seem to come straight back into the game. It's the same as the way we reacted when Forest went 1-0. So this is in a great spot for Forest to get straight back into, because they've got a lot of quality players that can use this to their advantage.
I think he's called Harry Maguire. It's hard to tell. It was right in the middle of a crowd of players there, the referee. I don't know whether he did show yellow or not.
Well, if he hasn't, I think I would say Harry got away with that one.
I thought I did see a flash of yellow, but it's a free kick for Forest, just outside the area, literally a yard outside to the left of the D. Andy Reid territory! Good save, Howard tips it over the top.
He just knew where that was going, really. A great spot here. And to be right, I think the keeper always had that covered. He fancied it particularly. I think he left that sort of corner open for him, said, look, I know where you're going. And he's got across very quickly, and pressure's not over with, but we're under the cosh a little bit.
Forest will make another change. Next breaking player, Rafik Jabor, who is Algerian. He will be coming on shortly. Forest corner, whipped in over the 6-yard box. Nobody got there. Maguire can't get rid of it. Eventually hacked away, just stopped in the mud, I think. And it's popped out on the left-hand side for a Forest throw. Forest will make their change. There's another attacking change, and Gary Henderson leaves the pitch. Well, he gets boos from the Sheffield United fans. I think a lot felt that he turned his back on the club as soon as they get relegated. Yeah, he left. But he got an offer from Millwall. He got a chance to stay in the Championship. You cannot blame the lad for that.
Look, it happens in football. Get over it, and and he's found his way back to Forest. He's a good target man. He seems to have learned his lesson in not giving free kicks away.
Yep. Here's Brayford to clear, picked up by Gonzalo Yara, and now Reid moves back to Lascelles. Terrific atmosphere in here now. And Lynn is putting Danny Collins under pressure. Collected by Doyle in midfield, a header forward. Now Reid heads to the left, heading out of play unless Fox can keep it in, which he did so well. Doyle tied it nicely for Sheffield United in the centre of the pitch. Scoogle to the left back, Harris. Now Baxter can't gather the ball, and he's going after it for life there with Holford, and he's come up worse because Forest have been given the free kick out on the right.
Yeah, I think Baxter knew what he was doing there. He knew he'd sort of let the control go, just got across his player just to prevent him from running into a dangerous area. But they can still lob this ball in. Forest, it's a good spell for Forest.
Sheffield United 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Reid will whip in the free kick. Collins gets his head to the ball. Smashed up in the air by Brayford. Smell of strong smoke from a flare wafts under our noses here. Sheffield United want to throw now. I'm not sure of any kind of replay dates. I don't think Sheffield Wednesday have announced their rearranged game with Charlton, but I just wonder whether we might end up with a situation whereby Sheffield United potentially might go to the City Ground for a replay. Wednesday play Charlton on the same night, and you've got Blades fans watching the Blades score, and Wednesday fans keeping their fingers crossed that they can get through as well. That'd be some night in terms of generating some excitement and tension.
Well, it's still got a chance. We've given ourselves a chance, and good luck to them in the next round as well, in many respects. It keeps it alive for Sheffield. We need it, don't we? Because if you look at the league form, I know we both need survival, and not guaranteed yet, but we need that external income, and this creates a lot of excitement.
Forest have a throw deep inside the Sheffield United half, thrown to the bar line. This is Mackey. Mackey back for Fox. The cross was blocked by the back of Ryan Flynn. Reid picks it up again. Cody, who has equalised for Sheffield United, knocks the ball out. It's another throw. 1-1. 17 minutes just over left at Bramall Lane on BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra. Here's Reid though, whips the ball in. Jabor is up there, missed it first time, comes back to Mackey, slams it across the 6-yard box, drops out to Yara, stops it dead on the edge of the D, and the shot was cracked but charged down by the Blades captain Doyle. And it's Murphy down the other end trying to run Lascelles. No mean feat, because Lascelles is quick on his toes.
Yeah.
And he swept it back to his goalkeeper Doris de Vries.
Yeah, very, very capable defender. But I like to see Murphy do that. At least he's nice and positive. Keep doing that, he'll get results.
Here's Lascelles, come through the ranks at the City Ground. He's got a good physique, hasn't he? He's driven along towards Jamie Mackey, all the way through to Mark Howard.
Just going back to what you said before, we hadn't really seen Murphy down the middle and Baxter sort of drop him deep. We haven't seen that tactic before.
Taken away by Yarra, no. There's Cody, an angle pass to Brayford, who's up from right back. He's so good at getting forward. Tried to go on the inside and outside, and Patterson read it and cleared, but it will be a throw. It's level with the box. Brayford takes quickly, gives it to Flynn, back to Brayford, controls on his chest, looks to volley across into the box, awkward for the keeper, but in the end, rather comfortable.
Yeah.
Just spinning, and that took the pace off it, and was able to catch the ball.
I haven't really got anybody in there to really challenge the goalkeeper and put him under kind of pressure, because he must be feeling, the next crosswalk comes in, he must be feeling it a little bit. So for me, he did the right thing, but it was a bit of an easy take.
So Forest ahead in the 27th minute, a header from Patterson. Connor Cody on 65. Equalised for the League One side. We have a score of Sheffield United 1, Forest 1, but Mackey burst free of a couple of challenges. Referee played on. He was tugged there. Will Collins goes to protest with the referee and gets a yellow card. This referee's had a good game. He's tried to let the game flow.
Yeah, I think it's important to support referees when they've made a lot of good decisions, and to be fair to him, I think he has penalty claims that he's pushed away, for me, have all been right. And as you rightly point out, he's not having a bad game. He's been fair to both sides, or he's tried to be.
Free kick for Forest. Reid will swing one in. Good header, Holford just over the top. Well, it was almost a free header. Yeah, just couldn't keep it down. It loops over the bar.
It's not like our back four to allow somebody to get into that kind of position and give him a free header, but I'll forgive him for that because they've been outstanding in recent weeks.
So 1-1, 15 minutes exactly to go, plus stoppage time, of course, as Howard bashes one down the pitch. Headed clear by Lascelles. Jabor will go for it. Drops at the feet of Baxter. Halfway line to the left of the centre circle. Square pass now to Maguire. Maguire angles a pass looking for Flynn. Too much on it. Too much air in it. And it's out for a Forest throw. Right beneath us. We are high on the gantry at Bramall Lane. Down on the pitch. Got a good view of the action. Fox takes the throw. Gets it back again. Right-footed. High in the air towards Jabor, got something on it. And now Mackey's onto this. Mackey against Collins, into the box, looks to drive one. It's over the top. Did it take a deflection off Collins? I think it did. Maguire doesn't think so, but it did. It tipped over the bar corner.
Well, obviously it has now. Corner kick's been given that. That's a good challenge from Collins. Mackey's looked quite dangerous since coming on. Looks sharp.
Andy Reid spots the ball over in that corner. The right-hand side, so a left-footed in-swinger here from Andy Reid. 1-1 at the Lane. High it goes, deep to the far post. Lascelles with a header. I think he tried to head that back across goal, but succeeded in heading it near post where Bob Harris was. Just put the ball behind for another corner on the opposite side. And Patterson, who did give Forest the lead, comes over to take it. Crowded 6-yard box here. Patterson's delivery from the left, right-footed, high, far post. Howard was diving for the ball. The referee spots something and brings it back for a Blades free kick.
A good referee, and again, he spots it. Goalkeepers do get protected in that kind of area, possibly rightly so. I'm never quite sure about that one, but he's been knocked as he's come out, and they do get well protected. So we're in a little bit of a situation where we hang on for this and just play our normal game, or do we gamble and push forward, try and get the tie over today, or take a replay? It's an exciting last 13-12 minutes or so.
Jamel Abdoun will come on to replace Rady Majewski. So Billy Davis has made 3 changes. Nigel Clough is yet to make 1. 1-1 the score. Howard's kick. Cleared by Lascelles. The flag was raised by the linesman. Forest get the set piece. Fox over it. But you're right, Keith. It is a tricky time for a manager. Yeah, hang on for the draw, take the replay, or do you really go for break and try and win it outright?
Yeah, you don't like to lose games at home. It's important not to. It's a confidence builder, and he's maybe torn a little bit.
Well, Maguire's header goes straight to Mackey on the edge of the D. Mackey dashes away to the left, couple of step-overs up against Doyle. Mackey back outside the box for Reed, stands up the cross far post, man coming over, it's Holford at the byline, smashes it back into the 6-yard area. That's a great ball in, you know, really good ball in. Needed a touch and Forrest could have been 2-1 up there, but nobody there.
Every time Reed gets the ball, I start to worry. He always creates something. I don't think he's given the ball away once this afternoon.
Terrific. Yeah. Cody clears over the halfway line. Murphy will chase it down. This is Lascelles. The feet of Yara, who gets it back. Skugel looking busy. Forrest have it deep in their half. This is Danny Collins wearing 5. Spreads the play out to the right. This is Lascelles. Now Reed, always wanting the ball. Into Patterson. Look at the space he's got as he receives the ball. Takes it out wide to the right. Turns it back in field for Andy Reed. Back out to the right once more of Patterson. Patterson looks at the options, balloons the cross straight over Mark Howard's crossbar from out on that right wing. And a right hash of that. Yeah, goal kick Sheffield United. 1-1, BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra. Paul Walker with you, alongside the former Blades striker, Keith Edwards.
Thoroughly enjoyable game.
Yeah, great game.
We get into the last 10 minutes or so now with plus extra time. From our point of view, we have to say we are punching above our weight, but you're just looking to get that little break, get into a good area. Might be another slip. That's how we've got back into this game. But the important thing is you take the positive out of it, and we've played well.
There is Lascelles into Gonzalo Yara, and now Reed. Sheffield United facing a championship club here. It seems a long time ago since Sheffield United were one of those. Been too long in League One for them. There's Holford out on the right. Looks to cross, it's blocked by Doyle, the captain. It's a throw, and this is where Sheffield United have to stand firm, because Holford will launch this one into the box, you would think. Yara wanted the short one. Holford, I think, is going to try and throw this one long. He might change his mind, we'll see. I suggest he is going to try and throw this short, because he's walked right up to the touchline rather than taking the big run up. Well, taking his time, and Forrest in the past have been accused of wasting time by other clubs. Not suggesting that's happening here necessarily, but Holford did seem to take a while over the throw.
He did, but not only that, he didn't have too many options here. So from my point of view, I could forgive him for that, because he's looking. Henderson's gone off, so he can't use his long throw. But yeah, he did take his time.
Harris swipes at the ball and sends it straight up in the air inside his own box. Looks to head it away now. Baxter helps it on for Doyle. Doyle away to the right. That's a cracking ball from Doyle out to the right of Murphy. Flint getting forward in support. Skugel arriving as well. Still Murphy into the box on the angle. Murphy's shot took a deflection. Behind by the goalkeeper. I don't think he was sure where that was going. And decided safety first time. Stick it out for a corner.
Yeah, that's good run. He's had a good game today as Murphy, and I think he's a player that's improving confidence-wise, and he's been more positive. Yeah, that's a little opportunity. We're hoping and wishing for a little break like we had 15-20 minutes ago. We've got a little break with a little bit of a soft goal. If we can get another one now, it'll bring the house down.
I'd love to know what the game plan is from here. Nigel Clough and his coaching staff have all been having little chats with each other. Are they saying, let's go for it or not? Baxter's corner, right over the goalkeeper, who drops it and got there at the second attempt. It's thrown out, underarm, by the keeper to Abdoun. Halfway line, right-hand side.
Experience is a wonderful thing. Stand right on the keeper next time the cross comes, because he's dropped a few now and you might just get a gift.
Here's Reed. Now Mackey in the middle of Sheffield United territory. 1-1 it remains in the FA Cup at Bramall Lane between the Championship side and the League One side. Holford just outside the area, faced by Skugel. Holford towers over Skugel. Reed looks to whip one in. Wide. Didn't expect that shot to come. He was stood over the ball. He had players calling for it. Thought, have a go myself here, and that looked pretty close actually.
Yeah, it did. It was a nice effort. You've got to see it from a Sheffield United point of view. I think they will always class it as job done when somebody shoots from that kind of range. If he rifles one in the top corner, you just say well done to him and great goal. But it didn't happen, so we're still in it.
Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra this afternoon. We have 7 minutes left at Bramall Lane. Nothing to separate them. 1-1 the score. It's going to be Fox to take this throw in. At this rate, we're on for a replay at the City Ground. This is Reed. Now Fox. Reed on the left. To switch it. Outside of the left foot, picks out Jamal Lascelles on the right. Now Yara. Lascelles. Just sent to be said for Forest. Are they thinking, shall we go for it, or shall we get this lot back?
Yeah, that's a good call, Paul. Yeah, they're in the same. We talked about what a fantastic draw because we're looking at a possibility of a Sheffield derby. But you see, you've got to see it from Forest's point of view. They could be at home against a championship side, and you look at it.
Skoogle's found the gap and suddenly he's through. Stefan Skogel turns it to his left. Ryan Flynn into the box. It's Flynn beaten away by the goalkeeper. That is a big save from Doris de Vries out of nothing. Skogel suddenly sprinted clear of 3 Forest players from the halfway line. And Sheffield United were very, very close to going 2-1 ahead. And it's Reed down the other end doing the same, looking to drive goalwards. And he's pulled it wide of the post, but just outside the box.
Yeah, good effort from Reed, but what a bit of a half chance, and if the keeper feels bad about the goal, well, he's made up for it, because it's a good save down to his left-hand corner. Flynn's hit it really well and all. He was
on his wrong side, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah, and although he wasn't on his wrong side at Villa, we didn't complain about that, so, but that's good, and if there's ever a lad who's going to create something from it, Skogel is the one who pushes forward, he's got plenty of pace, commits people.
Just out of nowhere, suddenly raced through on goal there, Skogel. This is Abdoun, 1-1 it remains. Abdoun moving into the Sheffield United half, and now it's Reed on the centre spot. Passes it to his right 6 yards and finds Yara. And now Holford closed down by Flynn, who's just had a great chance there. Yara into Reed once more. Now Collins. Forrest keeping the ball as it's steered into Patterson just outside the area in a good position, gets away from Maguire but not Doyle. He puts the ball out for a throw. Doyle saying it was Sheffield United's throw, and Chris Porter will be coming on for the last few minutes for Sheffield United. He's featured in every round, Chris Porter. The introduced before long as Collins just drives it long. It puts that into a cracking ball. And Murphy got the pace to get there ahead of Collins, who on the stretch puts that away for a Sheffield United corner.
He really got there, didn't he?
Oh,
quick Murphy, and he's getting more confident. I like that. Another half a yard, and he'd get a little toe poke on that. The Forest defender had committed himself, and he would have been clean through. It looks as if we're making a straight swap.
Well, this could be seen either way, this change. It could be seen as a attacking change. Porter might give Sheffield United something in the air, but also I think Nigel Clough's thinking Porter can do a defensive job down the other end as well.
Well, he's a bigger target, man. I would say the only problem that I've got is that the ball hasn't really stuck up front. We haven't got enough height there. Porter will come in and try and lead that line. I think Baxter's played well. He drops deep, he gets involved in there. He's a neat and tidy player.
Porter on and awaits a corner kick delivery from Jamie Murphy from the left, right-footed over the 6-yard box. Porter was going for it. The keeper held it very well that time. There was no way he was letting go.
Yeah, of course. But who wants to be a hero? Is there a hero out there who can push us into the last 8?
There's a Tina Turner song in there, isn't there?
I don't know what your memory then. I don't know.
Or was it Heather Small? I don't know. Both sung about heroes, didn't they? Bonnie Tyler as well, was she one? This is Fox. Turns it back to the halfway line, and Collins. 1-1 at Bramall Lane. 3 minutes left for Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest on BBC Radio Sheffield and 5 Live Sports Extra. 1 goal now surely would win it for either side. Mackie challenging for the ball. Away to that right-hand side is Holford now. Steals the ball back into the box, takes a cross. Took a deflection, pops up into the air. It's going to be Brayford in the right-back position. An angle pass now to Flynn. Flynn looking to get up to the halfway line. This is Porter. Flynn went down. That'll be a free kick for Sheffield United. For BBC Radio Sheffield listeners, the Paul Hudson Weather Show follows this game here. And I'm sure it'd be interesting to give that one a listen. That's all we've done recently is talk about the weather and how bad it's been. But maybe Paul Hudson, our weatherman, can tell you exactly why it's been as bad as it has been. And what is a squally shower when it's at home?
We're obsessed with the weather.
Here's Porter with a knockdown. It just wouldn't reach Doyle though. And suddenly Patterson is released to overrun it. Harris takes it off him. Sheffield United can get forward here. Harris, watched by Reed. It's turned to the left and Jamie Murphy. He's got two players with him. Murphy heading towards the byline. He's beaten a pair of them. Murphy trying to pull it back. There's a block. There's a handball. There's a penalty. Greg Holford of all people, the former Blade. He slid in. It was blindside for us, but the referee Michael Oliver had a great view. And Sheffield United, with just over a minute left, have a penalty kick. These games always serve up drama, and it certainly has here. Holford goes in the book. Well, this is a big moment. Chris Porter, no hanging around. Straight for the ball. I want it, he says.
Nice and positive. Pick the ball. I don't think Alfred can have too many complaints, really. Clear penalties hitting them. Is it ball to hand? Referees give it. So, what an opportunity. Cool head, son, cool head.
Chris Porter against Doris de Vries. This for a place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. It's Porter! It's in! Sheffield United could be heading through to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. This incredible fairy tale journey about to continue. Sheffield United fans spill onto the pitch as Porter celebrates. Surely no way back for Nottingham Forest, whose terrific unbeaten run could be coming to an end. We could be witnessing another knockout. Sheffield United 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
It's all about getting one or two little breaks. You can feel for Forest because they've always been in this game, but we're hopefully just getting the break at the right time. There'll be a fair bit of extra time now to get that idiot off the pitch. It's about footballers. Get off, get back on, and let's get this job done. Unbeaten 16-match run. You can't say we didn't deserve it. We're right in there again like the previous games. What is it about the FA Cup and what is it about Nottingham Forest when they come here?
What's a penalty?
Lovely penalty, cool head, he was always confident, picked the ball up. You know what? Please for, if it stays like this, please for Nigel. Don't forget his last time he played here.
6 minutes. 6 minutes, I don't know.
I'll keep my mouth shut then. I've got to do it all over.
That's why I said could be set. That's it, quarter-final day. There's some ugly scenes away to the left of the Forest end. The flare has gone off and there's a scuffle happening between stewards and Forest supporters. The police have been drafted in. Thankfully, I think they've got it under control pretty swiftly. But Sheffield United here leading 2-1, 6 minutes of agony for Sheffield United fans to endure. Do not rule Forest out yet. They have quality out there, that is for sure. But the Blades leading 2-1. And I don't know, I think the footballing got working funny ways sometimes. When I heard the draw earlier, the fact that Sheffield Wednesday potentially could be coming here, well, it happened, didn't it? Yeah. We'll see though, we'll see. Lascelles pumps it long for Forest. Cleared away, this is Porter. Porter just tried the centre circle, tries to angle a pass to the right. Back with Lascelles, it's Scoogle. Now McGinn, who's just come on. With Cody going off, and now it's Murphy. They might go for another one. Murphy into the box, up against Lascelles. Murphy towards the byline. It's a great run. It's 3-1. It's passed in by Porter for his second. It might go down as Porter's goal. It won't be Murphy, so that's it. Sheffield United are through to the quarter-finals. They've done it. From 1-0 down, they've come back to win 3-1. Nigel Clubb sees off his former club, and now even more fans come onto the pitch. And the stewards have a job to do, but they cannot simply contain themselves. Sheffield United 3, Nottingham Forest of the Championship 1.
What a goal, and I feel as if for 2 years I've been shouting for Murphy to get on the outside of people and just take a bit of a chance, and it's finally got through. It sneaks through. I don't know how it got through a ruck of players. It's definitely Porter's goal because it's just on the line and he's still poked it in where a striker should be at that time. What is it about Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest that creates a lot of excitement? This is another occasion that I shan't forget. It gives us, well, we've got it now, and although we're going to make a substitution, it's just a matter of time. And you said it when the second goal went. I can feel for Forest, but you can't take anything away from Sheffield United's performance. It's been gritty, it's had quality, we've had chances in the first half. It's been an exciting game, and the fans need something. You need to have something throughout the season. It's not been the most successful season. You only look at the league table, but this has given us a huge boost.
I don't know what it is about the cup sometimes that just brings out the best in Sheffield United. We've been there, Keith. We've been on some great journeys in this competition. I remember Old Trafford against Hull, that famous semi-final. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday semi-final at Wembley, 93.
We've had Newcastle. We've had a lot of Newcastle. Yeah, we've had a lot of brilliant times here. We haven't been all the way, but you've got to remember where we are, and this is overachieving, and there's a lot of money at stake, and then Sheffield United need that financial boost, and I'm sure the directors down there will be thrilled a bit, but it gives us an opportunity to build on something, and we've got to take this kind of spirit into the league form as well.
In the middle of all of that,
let's just enjoy it.
Bob Harris went off, replaced by Matt Hill, but Nigel Clough will be beaming inside. Beaming, positively beaming.
Yeah.
No doubt still hurting the way he was treated at Derby after losing to Nottingham Forest. And of course, lots has been said between the two managers. They are not the best of friends. I don't think Billy Davies will be going in to share a glass of wine afterwards, that's for sure.
No, that's for sure, but I think they'll conduct themselves probably. Well, he might have a bit of a gripe about the goals. Most managers do. You're only going to listen to the Premiership managers, they do it every week, but I think it's especially pleased for Nigel.
Yeah.
He'll conduct himself.
And I think the man on the ball, arguably for me, has been the star of Sheffield United's cup run. Not the one who's on it now, but the one who's on it previous, and now is Jamie Murphy. And because it just seems to bring out the best of him. These kind of occasions bring out the best of him.
And everything he's done is when he's been nice and positive and got on the outside. And everybody knows in Sheffield I've had my little fallouts with him when they want to go on these social websites. Something I don't get involved in, but it may have learned. It's nice and positive.
So it's going to be the corner for Sheffield United here.
Yeah.
I do not think they'll be wanting to get this in the box. Well, maybe, you never know, but I think they'll just hold it in the corner. Remember, they were 1-0 down against the Championship side that hadn't lost in 16 games. Yeah. Championship sides have tried to break them down. Premier League sides have tried to break them down. Not managed it.
Yeah,
I wish those fans would stay off that pitch, though.
I know we've been here many times before. Control yourself, guys. Let the players play.
That's the only blemish.
Yeah.
A lot of them are young kids as well.
Not necessary. They can enjoy it for where they are. I know that makes it sound strangely funny and fussy, but just stay where you are, guys.
Here's Porter looking to get away on the right-hand side for Sheffield United. He might go for another one here, Porter. Porter into the box, pulls it off. Good shot saved by De Vries from Flynn, and it's smuggled away, hits the corner flag, and bobbles out for a throw.
Well, we're finishing on a high note. I think it's heads down for Forest. Sheffield United looking for a fourth. Never thought I would be saying no.
Throw in for the Blades. Flynn takes. Begin in the corner. The whistle goes. They've got it. Sheffield United will be in the FA Cup quarter-finals and still might possibly host Sheffield Wednesday here in what would be a stonking quarter-final draw. Well, Sheffield Wednesday still have to do their bit, but Sheffield United have certainly done theirs. The pitch is invaded by Sheffield United supporters. They were 1-0 down to Jamie Patterson's header at half-time. Second half goals from Cody, Porter with a penalty, and then a second in stoppage time sees Sheffield United of League One, the lowest ranked team still left in the FA Cup, has now made it to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup.
And deservedly so. If I would be big enough and honest enough to say if we were fortunate, I would say, the gods were with us and we had a bit of a break. We were fortunate to get the first goal. But, we've played well enough. We've got the ball into good areas. The lads have got a togetherness that is really showing through. The new lads who've come into the side, the Nigel Clough signings have been very, very positive for this team. great financial reward. Very, very exciting for who's going to win that next game across the road. Absolutely good, exciting times. It gives everybody a bit of a boost, and we need to take this further.
Well, where will this run end? I wonder. Well, I think for one and only time in their lives, maybe, Sheffield Wednesday, a lot of Sheffield United fans will be praying that they can do their job against Charlton.
Well, it creates a tremendous excitement, and that's what we live for.
Well, we'll have more from here in just a moment, but let's have a check on the roads. I'm guessing it'll be quiet around Bramall Lane right now because everyone's on the pitch. Let's have a check on the roads anyway.
Travel update. BBC Radio Sheffield.